Hello everybody and welcome back to Funny Stories with Oldschoolcurt. This is one of my all-time favorite classic stories that happened in 2002 at River Oaks Theater, outside of River Oaks Theater in Houston, Texas. I was there with my sister, her husband, we'll refer to him as M, and his friend, we'll refer to him as D. And we were all at River Oaks Theater to see Bruce Campbell. Bruce Campbell was showing his movie Bubba Hotep, which is a really funny movie. Check it out if you get a chance. Very funny movie. It's about Elvis fighting a mummy with JFK, who's black. It's a great movie. Well, there's a huge line outside of River Oaks Theater, so we're all standing outside of River Oaks Theater, just chilling, waiting to go meet Bruce Campbell, and it's a long-ass line. It's taken forever to get inside to, for him signing autographs. So we're all standing outside, and me, my sister, M, and D, we're all just cracking up, telling jokes. And the line is moving so slow that, like, every 20 minutes, we move. Every 20 minutes, we move. It's kind of like being at Astroworld back in the 80s and 90s and waiting to ride the Texas Cyclone. It takes forever. Well, I noticed as we're in line, there's this huge, big old, hefty, healthy, he's a fat dude. And he's sitting Indian style on the ground, and his back is against this car that's parked right behind him. He's kind of just sitting on the curb with his friends. And to describe what he looked like and describe his friends kind of looked like those people that didn't know if they were goth and didn't know if they were headbangers. Like back in the early 2000s, you had like they were goth but headbangers. I call them goth bangers. So it was him, the big guy, a girl, and one other guy, and they're all just sitting there laughing. Well, the line finally starts moving. So me, my sister, M, and D, we move a little bit, and I turn around and look, and that big dude who was sitting down Indian style stands up and just loses his footing and eats it. And I mean eats it bad. His head hits the headlight of the car behind him and breaks the headlight. And we all turn around, and I'm like, and I want to laugh so hard. I'm like, like I'm holding in laughter, because I don't want to be rude and I don't want to get my ass kicked by the goth bangers. So I'm like, oh. And then my sister's husband's friend, D, looks at us and goes, hey, don't laugh. That guy could be seriously hurt. Don't laugh. And so D goes inside the River Oaks Theater to get some ice for the guy who just fell. And so as I'm looking over at the guy that fell, he's laying on the ground, and his friends are like trying to get him to his feet. And he goes, guys, I don't need any of your help. I'm fine. And then he starts to get up, and his head does this jerky motion that makes me laugh so hard that I bite my arm so nobody hears it. He starts to get up, and he goes, I'm fine, don't touch me. And he gets up and he goes, it just falls back down. When that happens, I'm, because I don't want to laugh. It's the funniest thing. Like, I'm tears coming down my eyes. I'm laughing so hard, but bite my arm so nobody can notice. Well, after he falls back down, his friends finally get him up to his feet. And he gets up to his feet, and I don't know why he did this, but he blames the curb for why he fell. You did not fall because of the curb. You fell because your big ass was sitting on your legs Indian style, and it put your legs to sleep, and when you got up, your legs were like, wrong neighborhood, cuz, and you fell. That's why you fell. So he looks at the curb, and he starts kicking the curb like a toddler. He's like, stupid curb, I hate this stupid curb, fuck this stupid curb, motherfucking curb. All right, once again, I'm biting my arm to the point where I'm almost biting through my shirt because I'm laughing so hard. Well, D finally comes out of River Oaks Theater, and he has an ice pack, and he goes and gives it to that guy. And the guy goes, thanks, man, and he puts it on his head. And then he leans on the car, and he's just holding it on his head, and, he's getting himself together. D walks over to us, and he looks at us, and he goes, that dude fell. We laughed for 30 to 40 minutes because that's how much longer we were in that line. We were laughing so hard, dude. That was the funniest thing that I have ever seen. Good times for me, bad times for Fat Boy and that car. I felt bad for whoever's car that was because that dude's head broke the damn headlight. How big of a person are you to break a damn car's headlight? Bad times for him in the car, good times for me. I'll see y'all next week. Have a good one.